Hi creatives, greetings from my end, Dimma here, and on today's tutorial I'll be sharing with you how to make this little girl's boba that you can see on the screen. It's really been a while on here and I have been so busy, that is why, but guess what? I am fully back right now and we'll be doing a whole lot. So right now I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful boba that you can see on the screen for a little girl. It's still the same process for an adult, and I'm very sure that you will learn a lot from this very tutorial. Just pay attention and you will be glad that you did and that you watched this tutorial. So here what I have is the fabric that I'll be using for this boba. The down part I have already done it, that is the wrapper part. As you can see, I'm going to show you the dimensions I have here. Then for here what I have is about 37 inches. You can fold it up to where you want, and here I have 30 inches, that is times 2, it will be 60. Okay, now you can see that I've already hemmed it. These dimensions are what they are after I have hemmed and every other thing. That is the final measurement I got, and it's for a little girl that has a waist measurement of about 28 inches. Okay, her wrapper length is 60 inches. That's what I used, and I put that rope or lacing so that it will be easy to tie on her waist. So right now what I'm trying to do is the top. You can see I folded it the first time and then again the second time, like you are folding a circle skirt, but it's not what you are doing. Okay, now after folding the second time, I'm just trying to arrange the fabric very well here. And here I have to take the measurement of the chest, not the armhole. Now the chest measurement is about 28, that is divided by 4 is 7, but then I didn't use 7. What I used here is 11. That 11 includes the sewing allowance of about 1.5 inches. So you can say that I used 9.5 instead of the 7, that is the actual measurement of the chest. So on the neckline I used 3.5 by 3.5. Please, while doing yours, ensure that you use 3.5 by 3.5 so that it will not be too wide for the little baby. Okay, the little girl is about 6 years old, 5 close to 6 years old. Okay, 3.5 by 3.5 for the neck. Okay, so here is the actual shoulder measurement, but that's not what I'm using. I added about 4.5 inches to the actual shoulder measurement. That is the chest measurement plus ease. You know that boba is not on the body. Okay, so now I've cut and I decided to come down more. Now this made the neck to be a bit wider than I wanted it. Someone may like it like that, but please use 3.5 by 3.5 for your neck. Don't lower it more as I did here. So here I have cut it out using my chest measurement divided by 4 plus extra. Okay, depending on how free you want this to be. Okay, so here I am measuring the armhole, and what I took here is about 8.5 inches from that beginning. Okay, so that is what I marked there, and I'm going to put a notch there. That is where the sleeve will be joining from. You can see how straight that part is. It doesn't have a regular armhole. Okay, so right now I am going to go ahead and move to the next step, which is cutting the sleeve of this boba. So you can see how I folded the sleeve. I have it doubled there, so I'm cutting the two sleeves at the same time. Now if the sleeve measurement you want is 11, just like myself, I've already added extra 4 inches to the shoulder. You should know that if you want 11, you are going to remove that 4 inches that is added to the actual shoulder measurement from the length of the sleeve that you want. Now, after removing the 4 inches added to the shoulder measurements, whatever is remaining is the sleeve length right now. You just go ahead and measure it and just add the hemming allowance. Hemming for the sleeve. Okay, you can add 1.5 inches for the hemming of the sleeve. So that is just what I'm going ahead to mark out here, and I cut out. That is it. I will just open up the boba just like so, and then I will put it side by side with the sleeve and try to match it up. The notch on the top, I'll match it up with a point on the sleeve, just as you can see. You can use your tape and just measure it out and mark, or you can just mark it all through with a chalk and cut it out. The aim is just to mark the point that matches with the notch on the top or the boba. So this is what we have. The next thing to do is just to go ahead and notch the shoulder, okay, the extended shoulder, and also that point on the sleeve. And that is it. Now the next we are going to do is just to cut a facing for this neckline. Cut a facing for this neckline. I have gone ahead to bring the fabric I'll be using. I folded it once. I will also fold it again, just as I did while cutting the body of the boba. Okay, so that is what I did, and I had to go ahead and place it like so, and I'll be cutting out the neckline of this just the same way you cut your facing, adding my notches in the appropriate place and then cutting out the facing like so. Now the measurements I used for the width of the facing is roughly 2.5 to 3 inches. Okay, it's fine. So I had to open it like this, right side facing up, and of course I placed the notches matching each other with the facing, right side facing each other, and what is up here on the facing is the wrong side. Now I have applied interfacing on the wrong side of the facing, and then I will go ahead and stitch it. Ensure to apply interfacing on yours as well. Now I'm going to pin it down using my office pins so that everything will stay in place and steady while I stitch round the neck. Now this is all I did here. I'm going to go ahead to head over to the machine and stitch it around. Now after I've stitched it round, here I have stitched it round, I am notching round the neck. Ensure to notch yours as well, just like this. Okay, after notching, the next thing I'll do is just to go ahead and of course top stitch it like this. Now if you're familiar with this channel, you know that this is what I do regularly. I have top stitched it and I've also ironed the neckline. Okay, now this is the sleeve. I'll just go ahead and hem the sleeve. Here I've hemmed the sleeve. I'm just trimming off excess thread that is coming out at the edges of the sleeve there. So this is what I have. It's just to go ahead and place this appropriately and stitch it down. Okay, you hold it like this from the shoulder and stitch it down. Now this is what I have, but at this point I just had to reduce that shoulder a bit. I told you the neckline is wide a bit. I had to take out about 3/4 inch to reduce the depth of this neckline. That's why I said you should use 3.5 by 3.5, please, so that it will, for me, for some people they may like it like that, but I felt it was too wide for the little girl, so I had to just stitch in about 3/4 inch from that shoulder line. And yes, this is what I have now, and I was okay with it. Okay, but if I had left it at 3.5 by 3.5, that was the earlier cutting, it would have been just perfect. Okay, so when you are cutting yours, ensure that you use it like that. It is perfect for a little child. Okay, so right now I'm going to stitch in the sleeve, and after doing that, this is what I have. Ensure to iron as you stitch. I've also serged every part that needs to be serged at this point. So I'll go ahead and take about 1.5 inches allowance and stitch down. I'll stitch till I get to about 5 inches to 5.5 inches to the hem of this top, okay, or buba. So I will stitch with 1.5 inch seam allowance till I get to 5.5 inches to the hem of the top. Note that I have not hemmed the top, okay, 5.5 inches when I have not hemmed the top, okay. So I'll go ahead and stitch it, and that will be it. Here I have stitched it, and I've gone ahead to finish up the sides, the slits by the side, and also hemmed the top at this point. You can see how beautiful it is looking. You can see how lovely the top is. Here I have the top and the wrapper, that is the buba, and the wrapper of the boba. So this is just basically how to do this. Are you going to try it out? Let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know what your results are when you try this out. This is really a beautiful one. I was not able to get a picture. The little girl used it for a cultural day in their school. Do well to like, subscribe, and of course turn on your notification bell to be the first to know each time I upload my videos. Thanks for always stopping by to watch my videos. I do not take you all for granted. I love you all, and of course I will see you in my next one. Bye for now. Bye. Love you.